Alright, and after doing Iron Island, I'm just going to head directly to the gym. Because the last battle I fought was one with Riley, which means all of my guys are fully healed. I'm still working from the assumption that the furthest lift is the one I'm trying to get to, so let's do that. Have I fought you? Yep, I fought you. Okay. Cool. Does this seem right? Let me know in the comments down below. That's obviously incorrect. Okay. Come on. This kind of feels right, I guess. That one has a person by it. Which means that's probably the way I'm supposed to go. Especially since the other way is a dead end. Alright, let's fight this guy. Welcome back to the Let's Play, by the way, guys. Pokemon and people have worked together for many years. That's a bit of an understatement. It's been like centuries, right? And let us show you an example of that history. Okay, this is not the same thing as people in Pokemon working together. You're gonna fight me. That's a different thing. That's like, from what I understand, relatively modern. Like Pokemon battles as they exist, and whatever, it doesn't matter. Now I got his Magnemite, please, and get it over with. Boom, it didn't stand a chance. What else have we got, man? Magnemite. Yeah, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch to Fire Mane, probably. Get a little bit of experience for Fire Mane while I'm here. Because Fire Mane is pretty close to leveling up anyway, right? And run into it while you're on fire. You may or may not scream, that is entirely up to you. Fantastic. Very easy battle. Probably didn't have to worry so much about the gym trainers. If they get weaker the deeper into the gym you go. Okay, because he only had like 2 guys. I wouldn't have expected guys that low level with like 4 times weaknesses unless he had a team of like 5 or 6, right? Hello. Yeah. We're coming out swinging with super heavy judo chops. Good for you, man. Good for you. Steelix. That is moderately problematic. Earthquake? How much of that do? Steelix is very defensively bulky. It's kind of why I'm starting out with Pangea here, because steel types tend to be more physically bulky than they are especially bulky. So I want to kind of reserve Sluggo as my ace here, right? Because special moves like what Sluggo's got will hit these guys harder than Pangea's physical moves, right? And this should definitely level me up. Will it? Will it? Yes, it will. Very good. Very good job, Pangea. Does this guy have anything else? Yes, he has another Steelix. So I'm going to switch to Sluggo and show off what I was talking about just now. Bubble. Bring it. 2 Steelixes there. That's actually not an awful team, honestly. Watch how much more damage this does. It's going to be hilarious. And boom. And to be clear, both of those were only regular super effective too, right? Yep, complete thrashing. You should have tried harder, man. Okay. Am I on the right path? I don't even know. Okay. Is that an ace trainer? Is there an ace trainer in here? Were there ace trainers back further and I just forgot? Was that person with the Steelix earlier in the gym an ace trainer? I don't even remember. Brianna. Good name. That thing has Levitate, I think. Which is a little annoying. Rock Smash. Kaboom. It's okay damage, I guess. I should probably just switch to Fire Mane, I guess, because fire moves will be super effective on this thing. And not try to brute force my way through, right? Stop it. Stop damaging my guys. Very rude of you. Flame wheel, get it. Get it while it's hot. Get it while you're hot, I guess. And it's down. Fantastic. Alright, now, does this person have more than just the one Pokemon? I'm curious to know the answer to that question. Yes, Bronzor. How surprising. Levels are going up, which is good for me because it means more experience. Boom. Shoot. Not quite. And that could actually be a problem. Alright, sure. Just fire spin. God dang it, come on. Stop it. Stop actually being effective against me. It's rude. I do not like you. Die. Fantastic. Good job, Firemane. Oh, look, another Bronzor. Why am I surprised? Plop. Okay. Let's just start out with a fire spin this time, soften it up. Very nice. Freaking doing Fuse Ray again. God dang it. At least even if I hit myself, I'll still be doing damage with the fire spin. So that's good. Get it, come on. Frickin' Firemane, come on, man. Good thing I have healing items still. I don't want to leave the gym and come back. I'll get lost if I do that. Shoot, man! Ugh, this is so annoying. I'm gonna have to give him like a Moo Moo Milk right now or something. Freed from Fire Spin? That's rude. You're so rude. Drink up, Firemane. Come on. Yum yum tasty milk. Of course, I just get damaged again immediately, but, you know. Whatever. Can we finish this now, please? Come on, break out of confusion, man. Yeah, it's the next best thing, alright. And done. Fantastic. Took frickin' forever, but we're done. And my focus was too narrow-minded. Whatever, I don't care about your focus. I just want to leave. And here we are. It's a very dangerous gym. I'm gonna report you, man. There's not even safety rails up here. This can't be OSHA compliant. That's the Orberg. That's Orberg's gym badge. I see. You've defeated my son. But that's no surprise. He still has much to learn. In place of my son, Rark, I, Byron, will take your challenge. Neat. And I like his design a lot. Kind of like Brock, but with more of like a Dilf vibe going for him. And Earthquake, please. You know, I mentioned early on in the Let's Play that the Torterra line is slow, but like, it's really not. I've realized that as I've been playing through this, again, that he's actually surprisingly fast. He's way faster than I thought he was. And also would expect him to be given his design. It's very interesting. Probably just switch to Sluggo for the super effective special damage to bypass Steelix's massive defense. Thought he had more than 3 Pokemon. That's weird. Doesn't matter though. So far these things aren't causing me any trouble at all. I don't expect that he'll actually be all that dangerous now that I've gotten my guys up to an appropriate level. And Steelix is down. And his last guy is his fossil. It's the fossil counterpart to his son's, though his is evolved. Bastiodon, which is also a physically defensive Pokemon. So I'm just going to leave Sluggo out. Like, this thing's whole gimmick is Oh, what's this? My last one. This is where we make our stand. Its whole gimmick is that it doesn't hit super hard, and it's not, like, impressively specially defensive or anything, but its physical defense is just massive. And it's also steel type, as well as rock type, because again, all fossils except for the sword and shield ones are rock type. So it resists a lot of physical typings, too. And notice that even though I said it's not, like, super impressively specially defensive, we're not done yet. There's no giving up. It, like, compared to some other guys, right? It still takes less damage from special moves than, like, a Steelix does. It's just a very tanky Pokemon. The problem is it doesn't really have a moveset to make use of that. It's not great, all things considered. But I do like its design a lot. And I like how Rampardos, its line, and then the Bastion line, not only are they themed like a Rampart, like that smashes down walls, and then like a fortress, the kind of fortress that you would smash down with one, but they've got the offense-defense parallel going to them, and they're given to this father and son pair. It's very, very cool. Very cool theming. Just wish the Pokemon were a little better themselves, right? You are strong enough to take down my prized team of Pokemon. In recognition of that power, I give you this, the Mind Badge. Now I can use Strength anytime. And you now have 6 gym badges. That means, yeah, I don't care about that. Here, take this too. TM91. I do not remember what this is. What is this? Flash Cannon. I guess maybe his Magneton would have been decent with Flash Cannon. Why Flash Cannon? If it hits, it may also lower the target's special defense. It's basically Steel-type Psychic. Alright, I'm gonna leave. See ya. That was fun. Didn't actually need to worry about that fight as much as I thought I did, apparently. Come on. And somehow I didn't fall to my death from that. And we're out. Fantastic. Ah, goddammit. Hey! That's the Mind Badge. Good going! Yeah, you're tough enough to consider becoming the Pokemon champ. Of course I'm tougher, no you're not. So it's not actually going to happen. Anyway, Hiro, come with me to the library. Do I have to? It does give me an excuse to go to the library, but on the other hand, Barry will be there. But fine, I guess I'll go. Whatever. After I take a second to put my guys back in my preferred order. And here we go. That's better. And then save real quick because I'm in the menu anyway. Why not? Alright, let's get in here then. Too slow! Come on, let's move it! Alright. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Hello. Hello, this is the Cantilever Library. Please keep quiet while you're on the premises, of course. I'm not a Neanderthal. The smell of books. Love books, man. Like IRL, I love books. Just like having them. Just having them around. It's so great. What is this? Can I look at that now? Ugh. Lined with books worn from being read by many people. Love libraries. Not allowed in a lot of them, though, because I tend to keep the books forever, and then they don't let me back in afterwards. Yeah, of course. Hey, Hiro! Over here, this way! Okay, Gramps. I brought Hiro, like I said. Alright, I'll be out of here. Okay, I get it. Kid just can't sit down. Everyone's here, finally. Hiro, everyone listen. You may have forgotten already, but I study the evolution of Pokemon. How could I forget? It's the only thing you ever talk about. But the more I study, the more mysteries appear and multiply. Pokemon that evolve and those that don't. What makes them different from each other? The fact that one evolves and the other doesn't. And do those that are immature living beings evolve to ones more mature? Yes, that is literally how that works. If so, what do we make of the legendary Pokemon that don't evolve? They're already legendary, so they don't need to. No, we do. Yeah, of course we are. That's the point. This is where you three come in. In the 3 lakes of Sinnoh, there are said to be Mirage Pokemon. If we can obtain data on them, it may shed some light on how the process of evolution works. I need help from each one of you on this grand undertaking. Help me find these Pokemon that are considered to be Mirages. What are you saying? I didn't get a Pokédex. And who was it that bolted from the lab before I had the chance to give you a Pokédex? But that's water under the bridge. Seeing Pokemon with your own eyes is important for you in becoming a better trainer too. You could just give him the Pokédex now, man. You can count on me. It will help with my Pokédex too. Hiro, you'll go too, won't you? I would have made all of you go regardless. How do you have the authority to do that? Anyway, now there are 3 lakes, and fortuitously there are 3 of you. You should therefore split up and investigate the lakes individually. And Dawn, you go to Lake Verity. Will do. Barry, I want you to investigate Lake Acuity. And that would take you almost to Snow Point City. The road there is harsh. I need a tough trainer to go. Yeah, of course, Gramps. You know how to call it. You can tell him the hotness. You okay, man? You said hotness. You said that you're the hotness. Are you okay? Because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say in my whole life. Yeah, you know what? I was going to catch those legendary Pokemon. I was going to catch those legendary Pokemon for you, you know, as thanks for giving us our Pokemon back on Route 201. Even though I forgot completely about it until just now. This kid's something else. Very well, I'm counting on you. And that leaves Hiro with Lake Fowler. The lake is between Vales to... I know where it is, man. Da-boom! Has it stopped? Oh, is you unharmed? What was that about? No, wait, I mean TV. The TV, news, anything. It's very calming and cheerful music to play over a literal terrorist attack. What you've just witnessed is actual footage from the scene. It was taken by a cameraman who happened to be there. It's certainly impressive. Who knows what the explosion could expose at the lake? Gramps! They said it was an explosion? But why Lake Fowler? Let's go outside. I'm concerned about the town. You kids be careful going down the stairs. You're about to send us off to lakes with legendary monsters at them. Don't tell me you think that the stairs are more dangerous than that, Hiro. You should leave now, too. There may be aftershocks, however. Be alert always. No, I'm gonna stay here. Because this is that plot point I was talking about. The research saves the day plot point. And in the context of the game, the only way that research saves the day is, 1, Cynthia takes charge at the end of organizing the whole effort against Cyrus. And she's definitely done her research. And 2, the fact that we're going to the lakes to research these Pokemon ends up putting the player character where he needs to be to stop Team Galactic's the next stage of their plan. Ish, sort of. Not really. But you get the point. What I wish they would have done is tied it back into the story of Team Galactic. Like, maybe... I think I bumped my microphone. If I did, I apologize. Maybe, instead of Rowan just ignoring the fact that there are people literally setting off bombs all over the place right now, and focusing on his own studies, he has noticed that they've been interested in the lakes, maybe implying he's even talked to Cynthia, who literally saw one near one of the lakes once. And so even though he wouldn't ask children to do this normally, we're all really strong and we're all he has. So he wants us to go to the lakes and try to figure out what Team Galactic might be up to, right? And then he mentions we can check the bookshelves, which might have information that'll help us tie it into the plot a little more. But what's really cool is, and this is like one of the few weaknesses in this game, I think, the fact that they don't tie those... The story doesn't explain itself well, because they don't tie those elements back into the story. But if you stay here after this, or come back here later, I guess, too, and you read the books on these shelves, you can actually fill in a lot of the gaps. So this is how research really saves the day, because it saves this story from being kind of underdeveloped. So let's look at some of these. This book is titled Sinnoh Myth. Want to read it? Yes, I do. Sinnoh Myth. Betray not your anger, lest someone will come. Weep not with sorrow, or someone will draw near. When joy and enjoyment come natural as the very air, that is happiness. Let such be blessed by the hand of master someone. I think that's supposed to be Arceus. I guess it could also maybe be Giratina, or maybe even like Darkrai or something, I guess, kind of. It doesn't really matter. The point is, it's speaking of some mythical figure, and this is a region with a lot of mythical legendaries. Those words were spoken often as customary. Book is titled Sinnoh Region's Mythology. Want to read it? Sinnoh Region's Mythology. Long ago, when Sinnoh had just been made, Pokemon and humans led separate lives. That is not to say that they did not help each other. No, indeed they did. They supplied each other with goods and supported each other. A Pokemon proposed to the other humans to always be ready, or to the others to always be ready to help humans. It asked that Pokemon be ready to appear before humans always. Thus to this day, Pokemon appear to us as we venture into tall grass. And this is where we learn this part of the lore. Like, this may be a simplified version of what happened. It definitely is. It's very, very short. But you get my point. It probably didn't happen exactly like this. But the implication here, considering that all the other myths in these books on these shelves are true to some capacity, like truer, I would say, than a lot of the myths in the actual Pokédex, right? The implication is clearly that this myth is also in some way, shape, or form correct, which means that Pokemon that appear to you in the grass appear because they want to. Because they are willing to be caught and used to protect humans. They want to form that bond with a human. So any character, any villain, any plot point which suggests that Pokemon that have been captured by humans are in some way being, like, forced to act with humans, or, like, enslaved by humans, or whatever, they're just patently, demonstrably wrong. It's a very cool bit of the lore, and honestly, it's probably there, at least in part, to kind of explain away the fact that without it, you are kind of enslaving these creatures and then forcing them to fight each other, right? But including this in the game makes clear that no, the Pokemon want that life. If a Pokemon appears to you in the grass, they want that life. They are willing to take on that risk because they see the rewards in it. And also because they want to perpetuate that bond between humans and Pokemon in general. I just think it's very neat. This book is entitled Sinnoh's Myth. Want to read it? Yes, Sinnoh's Myth. 3 Pokemon there were. Into the lakes they dove, deep, deep, drawing no breath. Deeper, deeper they dove. Into suffocating depths they dove. Deeper than deepest they light. I don't understand what that means. Deeper than deepest they alight. What does that mean? From the lake floor they rise, bearing with them the power to make vast lands. They rise again. So I imagine that's the Lake Guardians, right? And that actually explains why Team Galactic set off one of their galactic bombs at one of the lakes. They needed to vaporize the water to get deep enough to actually reach the Lake Guardian. But it also tells us that if the Lake Guardians want to rise, if they want to appear, they can just lift their home in the depths up to the surface by creating a new landmass. This book is entitled Veilstone's Myth. Want to read it? Veilstone's Myth. A young man, callow and foolish in innocence, came to own a sword. With it he smote Pokemon, which gave sustenance with carefree abandon. Those not taken as food he discarded with no afterthought. The following year, no Pokemon appeared. Larders grew bare. Would you like to keep reading? Yes, I would. The young man, seeking the missing Pokemon, journeyed far. And long did he search, and far and wide too, until one he did find. He asked, "Why do you hide?" To which the Pokemon replied, "If you bear your sword to bring harm upon us, with claws and fangs we will exact a toll. From your kind we will take our toll, for it must be done. Done it must be to guard ourselves, and for it I apologize." And would you like to keep reading? I would. To the skies the young man shouted his dismay. "In having found the sword I have lost so much. Gorged with power I grew blind to Pokemon being alive. I will never fall savage again. The sword I denounce and forsake. I plead for forgiveness, for I was but a fool." So saying, the young man hurled the sword to the ground, snapping it. Seeing this, the Pokemon disappeared to a place beyond seeing. And I've seen people use this one to justify claims that, oh, people in the Pokemon world eat Pokemon. And they do sometimes. Like we know they eat Slowpoke tail, for example. But Slowpoke tails grow back. That's like harvesting a plant. Without, like, killing the entire plant to do it, right? It's a little morbid, but it explains where meat comes from if we assume that other Pokemon share similar biology to that. I think what this story is about, though, is not... I don't think this story is... Maybe I'm wrong, because I know these are translated. We're actually going to get to one in a minute that's translated, like, purposefully incorrectly. I hope I remember which one it is when I get to it. I imagine I will just by seeing it, because the actual version is very, very different. It's very interesting. I might actually try to find it for you and read it. If not, I'll just summarize it because I know it pretty well. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Japanese version is different, because I only really know about the Japanese version of that one. But to me, that story tells me that this guy picked up this sword. He found the sword and wielded the sword, and that made him stronger than the Pokemon around him. And so he started to take Pokemon to use as food rather than looking to other food sources. And when the Pokemon revoked that choice that they made to appear to humans and started hiding instead, this society, which had become dependent on the Pokemon that this man killed and brought back, their society started to suffer for it. So he threw down the sword and broke it. And that's why humans in the Pokemon world don't use conventional weapons anymore. They fight with Pokemon. It's like an outgrowth of this story. So let's move on. I'm going to let this episode run a little long so we can get through all of these, because I love these a lot. Book is entitled The Original Story. Want to read it? Yes, I do. In the beginning, there was only a churning turmoil of chaos. Very Greek almost. At the heart of chaos, where all things became one, appeared an egg. And its egg capitalized like a Pokemon egg. Having tumbled from the vortex, the egg gave rise to the original one. And Hiro would know that as Arceus. Would I like to keep reading? I would, absolutely. From itself, two beings the original one did make. And Hiro is now, of course, thinking of Dialga and Palkia, the creatures that he's been seeing effigies of all over the place here in Sinnoh. Time started to spin, space began to expand, and there you go, that seals it. From itself, again, three living things the original one did make. Would I like to keep reading? I would. The two beings wished, and from them matter came to be. The three living things wished, and from them spirit came to be. The world created, the original one took to unyielding sleep. So, using their combined power, Dialga and Palkia made all the physical stuff in the universe, but the Lake Guardians made everything else, the metaphysical stuff, the stuff necessary for life. It's very interesting. A horrific myth, want to read it? Absolutely. Look not into the Pokemon's eyes. In but an instant you'll have no recollection of who you are. Return home, but how, when there is nothing to remember? Dare not touch the Pokemon's body. In but 3 short days all emotions will drain away. Above all, harm not the Pokemon. In a scant 5 days the offender will grow immobile in entirety. I don't know what that one's about. I've never been able to work out what it's about. I don't know if there's a consensus online. If there is, let me know. I'd very much like to know. Sinnoh Folk Stories. I would like to read it, yes. Part 1. Sinnoh Folk Story 1. Pick clean the bones of Pokemon caught in the sea or stream. Thank them for the meals they provide and pick their bones clean. When the bones are as clean as can be, set them free in the water from which they came. The Pokemon will return fully fleshed, and it begins anew. Now, people have also used this one to justify the theory that people eat Pokemon, but I think this actually supports my previous theory that people do eat Pokemon, but only the parts of Pokemon that naturally regenerate. I think this is just a really romanticized version of that, right? I don't know. Or else this one is one of the few that is literally just a myth, because you can't eat the entirety of a thing except for its bones and then it come back to life, unless it's like a specific goat from Norse mythology. Alright, let's I say that instead of using the animal's name because I don't know how to pronounce it. There lived a Pokemon in a forest. In the forest, the Pokemon shed its hide to sleep as a human. Awakened, the human dons the Pokemon's hide to roam villages. I don't remember that one. I don't remember reading that one ever. There lived a Pokemon in the forest. In the forest, the Pokemon shed its hide to sleep as a human. Awakened, the human dons the Pokemon hide to roam villages. I wonder if that one's just supposed to suggest that there's a shared ancestry between humans and Pokemon, that they're more interchangeable than you would think, which is also something that's supported within the lore of Pokemon as a whole. Part 3. There once were Pokemon that became very close to humans. This is what I was talking about before. There once were humans and Pokemon that ate together at the same table. It was a time when there existed no differences that distinguished the two, which also feeds back into that previous thing that I was just saying about how Pokemon and humans seem to share a lineage in this world. But that story is very different in the Japanese. I'm actually going to go find it real quick for you guys. Yeah, here we go. I had to go to Legend of Localization to find it. But the literal translation is, there were once Pokemon that married people. There were once people who married Pokemon. And this was a normal thing because long ago, people and Pokemon were the same. Which, I mean, in principle, there's nothing super different about that. It's just the thing about marrying is omitted. But I do find that interesting, and it does suggest a shared evolutionary lineage between people and Pokemon. Also, I'm going to take a second and point out that there are a couple of instances. Hopefully I can actually show this in the video. I don't know if the capture software I'm using will show the stuff from the app or just the stuff going on in the game. But there are myths that you can only see in the game once you reach certain points. There's all the different plate myths. I'm on Bulbapedia right now. After you beat the Elite Four, if you go back to Celestic Town and you look at the cave painting, Cynthia will appear and tell a version of the myth. And if you have Arceus in the game, there's a hiker who will tell you versions of the Arceus myth. I'll come back to this page and read through those things at some point if you guys would like me to. But I'm not gonna bother with it right now, because that's not something that Hiro himself is encountering at the moment. But just know, it's a Bulbapedia page that's literally called Sinnoh Myths. You can go there, read all about them. I'm actually going to go back and reread through them later, just to refresh myself on them, because it's been a while since I've seen any of that dialogue. I don't even know that I've seen the Arceus dialogue, except in other people's videos. So I should really look back into that. But that said, I'm going to end the episode here, guys. This has been super fun. This is one of my favorite parts of the games, getting to go through all these different myths and learn about the Pokemon world so much, learn so much lore. You guys know how much I like lore just in general. Next time, we'll head off to whichever lake we were told to go to. I don't even remember. The one by oh, what's the name? The one, not the one by the starting town, and not the one by Snow Point, but the other one, right? Yeah, we'll head there next time. In the meantime, though, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.